Sean Spicer, good to see you, because particularly I need to talk about something that's been so big here. Donald Trump is being blamed for helping to cost the Liberals this election. He was also blamed, of course, as you know, for costing Canada's Conservative Party their election last week, frightening voters off the Conservatives. Anyone, seeming pro-Trump is the knock on Trump. What do you think is this Trump factor really?
It's interesting because when leaders win, he doesn't get the credit for them winning. But when the Conservative Party in certain countries loses, then it's completely his fault. Look, I can't say that I was a close student of the Australian elections there, but I have a hard time believing that this many miles away, we were the hugest factor there. I have a feeling that Australian voters, like Canadian voters, were much more concerned with issues that affect their everyday lives. But I also think that the media, in its never-ending quest to make everything about Trump, is ready to pin the blame on him for rainy days, days where the sun doesn't come out. Whatever the negative headline of the day is, somehow the media will find a way to make that Trump's problem.
Well, I've got to tell you, Sean, you're correct that a lot of the media did do that. And also the Labor Party here, which won the election, ran very hard on Donald Trump being, the guru behind our Peter Dutton, the Liberal leader. And in fact, it showed up in some polls as the biggest issue determining who voters would vote against. So it was a huge factor, even if we think it shouldn't have been. It was. I mean, it's extraordinary. Do you think he is making voters nervous about what Conservatives really stand for?
No. I mean, look, at the end of the day, Andrew, I think if you are for example, I mean, if you care about conservative values or issues or policies, I have a hard time thinking that somehow you're going to change your vote because of who the American leader is. I do wonder in some cases about whether or not I like to always say that mechanics matter in an election. So if you're running a race and you are allowing Donald Trump to be the number one factor in it, it says a lot about your party, one, and secondly, the opposition party, in this case, the Liberals there, that's the most they have to say, is that they're not talking about what issues or policies affect Australians on a day-to-day basis, but are somehow trying to inject the leader of the United States. It doesn't say to me that they have much to run on.
Well, in fact, you are spot on both fronts there. And when you look at Nigel Farage's success in the elections over there, the council elections and the by-elections, very close to Trump, that tells you already he defined himself. He was clearly nobody's patsy. Donald Trump now says he's going to hit films made outside America with a 100% tariff. Now, that's obviously going to hurt Australia's film industry because a lot of American films are actually shot here. Wolverine, some Mission Impossible ones, and so on. Why has the president done this? Why does Hollywood need saving?
Well, it's not just Hollywood. I mean, it's about U.S. jobs. I mean, I don't think he cares about Hollywood and some of their leftist individuals that dominate that. But this is about creating jobs in America. I mean, the idea, and over again, look at what he's done. And this is where sometimes people get so exacerbated with the headline and not the underlying results of what's happening, right? So the White House put this policy out the other day. I linked to it in my social media. I put it in the show. They have an entire website now dedicated to all the companies that have onshored, that are coming back, that are announcing that they're doing things. And so what he's doing, frankly, is going after Hollywood and say, you know what, if you guys want to flee America to go make a U.S.-like movie, right? So when they go to Australia or when they go to Ireland or wherever they're going, Canada in a lot of cases, they're making U.S.-based movies. They're just going there because labor costs are cheaper. They're getting tax credits, et cetera. So he's both shaming them and also creating a financial incentive to say, great, you want to go do that? You want to make a U.S.-like movie, but do it somewhere else? Then I'm going to hit you with a tariff. But at the end of the day, what the president's really done, when everyone cuts through the clutter, is bringing back jobs and manufacturing and investment into the United States, and the results show it. Like, I counted on their website close to about $3 trillion of investment of major corporations. And that's what he's doing. At the end of the day, he's forcing these industries, these companies to focus on job creation and investment in America, and it's working.
Well, I'd also say there's a fairness issue. Anyone complaining that, oh, Donald Trump's putting tariffs on movies made here, have got to realise that just evens the field, because you have a look at all the tax subsidies and credits and, oh my good, all the aid and government funding that's actually poured into these movies to get them from America. Well, that is a form of tariff on its own.
Exactly.
Obviously different to a tariff.
But again, if you give them a tax credit to go, right. So it's no one has a problem with the incentives to come, but if there's an incentive to stay, that's a problem. And it's the same thing with the overall tariff issue in America. Why should we not ask for fairness? These are our friends, these other countries. We are giving you market access to the greatest market in the world, all of our consumers. And yet when we look backwards to so many of our close friends, they'll say, great, you want to enter our market? It's a 30% tariff, a 40% tariff. In the case of India, 100% tariff. I don't understand why anyone thinks this is anything but a lack of fairness that currently exists. I think that it's amazing to me to see Democrats in America fight Donald Trump on this policy. This is one politically where I would assume they'd be, well, I don't know that they are smart enough, but I think at least politically astute enough to get behind Trump. This is the smart play to ask for at very least fairness when it comes to our trading partners and our supposed friends.
Sean Spicer, thank you so much indeed for your time.
You bet, Andrew.